We're going to continue to expand globally.
Andy Byron, CEO of a billion-dollar AI company, and Kristen Cabot, his head of human resources, were seen shrinking in panic at the concert.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
It didn't happen under stadium lights. It happened the next morning, when the sun rose and Andy Byron realized he was no longer the CEO of a billion-dollar tech firm. His LinkedIn bio? Wiped. Company email? Deactivated. Calendar full of investor calls? Canceled. What started as a Coldplay concert had turned into a corporate nightmare, and word is, the final straw wasn't the kiss cam moment itself. It was what Andy did afterward. According to multiple sources, the now former CEO of Astronomer personally reached out to the woman who filmed the viral video and demanded she take it down. Not just once, but multiple times. And it wasn't pretty. Industry insiders say this wasn't a simple request, it was a meltdown. One source described it as keyboard warrior energy turned full scorched earth.
I could have never guessed that it would be such high-profile individuals in the video. I do feel sorry for their partners and spouses that they had to find out this way.
But to understand why Andy went nuclear, you have to rewind to the moment that blew up his entire world. 15 seconds of grainy jumbotron footage, a joke from Chris Martin, and a stadium that laughed, while the internet took screenshots. The night started like any other concert. Coldplay fans packed Gillette Stadium, ready for a wholesome night of music. But when the kiss cam zoomed in on a man and a woman sitting just a little too close, the energy shifted. That man was Andy Byron, and seated next to him was Kristen Kitt, Astronomer's head of HR. According to reports, when their faces hit the jumbotron, Kristen turned away while Andy froze. The moment could have passed quietly, but then Chris Martin dropped the mic, literally and figuratively, saying either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. The audience laughed, but one fan in the crowd, 28-year-old Grace Springer, decided to hit record. She didn't know who they were. She just knew it looked off. She uploaded the clip to TikTok with a cheeky caption, then went to bed. When she woke up, it had 20 million views. Within a week, 53 million. What sources now say is the most viral kiss cam moment in internet history had exploded, and Grace had become the accidental whistleblower of one of Silicon Valley's messiest scandals. Here's where the cracks started to show. Internet sleuths quickly identified both Andy and Kristen, and what people found made the clip go from funny to firestorm.
Do you think if they had not tried to hide, Coldplay would have moved on?
100%. I think if they acted natural, no one would have thought twice. What a cute couple. I mean, I'm sure people in their inner circle might have caught something, but I definitely wouldn't have posted that video if the reaction wasn't the way that it was.
Sources confirm both were married to other people. Andy reportedly had a wife and 2 teenage kids. Kristen, according to real estate filings, had just bought property with her husband. This wasn't PDA, one industry observer noted. This was the most public-private moment either of them could have possibly had. And it only got worse. As the video continued to spread, fans began connecting dots. Kristen's HR title, Andy's CEO role, public footage of them laughing a little too comfortably at past conferences. Suddenly, this wasn't just gossip. This was a scandal with real-world consequences, and insiders say Andy knew it. That's why, according to reports, he didn't go quiet. He went after Grace directly. And that's where this saga stops being about the video and becomes about everything that happened after it went live. Sources say Andy Byron didn't just message Grace once, he went full spiral. Multiple reports suggest he accused her of invading his privacy, ruining his reputation, and destroying his life. According to screenshots shared by Grace and confirmed by others close to the situation, Andy's tone was angry, desperate, and borderline threatening. He demanded she delete the video immediately. One insider told us, it wasn't just a takedown request, it was personal. He wanted someone to blame. Grace, however, didn't flinch. She responded calmly, stating the video was filmed in public during a public event and that she had every right to post it. Sources say she never insulted him, never escalated, just drew the line. And that's what allegedly pushed Andy over the edge.
I spoke with workplace expert Stephen Viscusi.
This requires, to me, not 1, but 2 resignations.
According to legal insiders, he sent her a formal cease and desist through his lawyers, threatening to sue if she didn't comply. The claim? Defamation and invasion of privacy. But here's the kicker. Legal experts say he had no real case. The footage was public, filmed legally, and showed exactly what the entire stadium saw live. But that didn't stop Andy from trying to strong-arm her behind the scenes. Then came the real twist. Grace, in a now deleted Instagram story, hinted at something even more shocking. She posted a blurred screenshot with the message, "There's a way we can make this go away." Fans immediately began speculating that someone from Andy's camp had offered her hush money to delete the video. No amount was mentioned, and Grace didn't name names, but the implication was enough. According to social media sleuths, the tone and timing lined up with messages she reportedly received shortly after the cease and desist. Some claimed the offer was six figures, others suggested it wasn't money at all, but career opportunities or reputation management assistance. Again, not confirmed, but the damage was done. The rumor of a bribe lit the internet on fire. And while Andy's side has never commented, sources close to Grace say the pressure campaign behind the scenes was relentless.
I think cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
You do have to think about the children and the spouses. We're all laughing about it, but they're all families and stuff.
There are a lot of them.
One fan account posted, "So you cheat at a concert, get caught, and now try to bribe the person who filmed it? Hollywood couldn't write this better." And while Andy fumbled, Grace soared. She became an internet legend almost overnight. Fan accounts with names like Springer Justice and Kiss Cam Queen started appearing. Twitter threads praised her calm responses. People reposted her TikTok with slow zooms, dramatic music, even movie trailer-style edits. And while she stayed mostly quiet, she gave one short interview where she said, "If they'd just smiled or waved, I wouldn't have posted it. But they looked guilty. That's why I hit upload." It wasn't fame she chased, it was instinct. And that's what made people rally behind her. According to media analysts, her TikTok became the most viewed non-celebrity upload of the month. And brands noticed. Reports suggest Grace was offered podcast deals, partnerships, even a short docuseries opportunity. All from one 16-second clip. While Andy tried to erase the internet's memory, Grace was being courted by it. As one commenter put it, "He lost everything, she gained a platform, and neither of them saw it coming." Sources close to the situation say Andy Byron's wife didn't just unfollow him, she erased him. Within days of the video going viral, her Instagram account was scrubbed of every photo with Andy. She reportedly changed her last name back to her maiden one and stopped posting altogether. No public statement, no sad captions, just silence. And that silence hit harder than any tweet. "That's when people knew it was over," one fan wrote. And if that wasn't enough, reports suggest Andy's two teenage kids were pulled into the spotlight by accident. According to a source from their school district, the scandal spread so fast online that classmates were already making memes and sharing Coldplay TikToks before Monday morning. "Imagine being 15 and watching your dad go viral for cheating at a concert," one commenter wrote. "Not just viral, memed, parodied, edited into Coldplay music videos." For those kids, this wasn't internet drama, it was real-world humiliation. And Kristen Kitt, the HR exec caught in the footage, didn't fare much better. Reports suggest her husband found out about the Coldplay incident the same way the rest of us did, on TikTok. One source close to Kristen's extended circle claimed he didn't even know she was at the concert that night. "He thought she was out with coworkers," the source said. And once the video spread, the reaction was swift. Kristen was reportedly put on immediate leave by Astronomer while the company launched an internal review. Word is she's still in negotiations to leave the company quietly, but insiders say she's allegedly using screenshots of private messages and DMs with Andy as leverage. "It's corporate divorce meets tech soap opera," said one industry analyst, and the ripple effects didn't stop there. According to leaked internal Slack messages shared anonymously, employees at Astronomer were already joking about the video before HR could even send out a company-wide memo. One message read, "Our ethics training this quarter is just going to be that video on loop." Another employee reportedly said, "So HR was sleeping with the CEO while making us sign conflict of interest disclosures?" Insiders claim the board of Astronomer was blindsided, or at least pretended to be. Sources suggest that one board member had reportedly raised concerns about Andy and Kristen's relationship months before the video, flagging it as a potential conflict of interest. Kristen, after all, was head of HR, the very department meant to enforce boundaries and protect company policy. But nothing happened. "They swept it under the rug," one former employee alleged. No warnings, no audits, just vibes and silence. Now, in the wake of the scandal, investors are furious. Reports indicate at least 3 major clients have walked, and one funding round has been delayed indefinitely. Industry insiders say the brand is in full damage control mode, but the damage might already be irreversible. "It's not just about cheating," one PR consultant explained. "It's about judgment, it's about leadership, And it's about the board looking the other way, with lawsuits rumored, investor calls leaking, and employee morale reportedly at an all-time low. Astronomer is no longer just a tech company. It's become a case study in how not to handle a viral crisis. Here's where things went from personal to global. According to sources close to the production team, Andy Byron's lawyers didn't stop at threatening Grace Springer. They allegedly reached out to the concert organizers and even Coldplay's own management team. Their goal? Suppress the original concert footage. One insider described the request as aggressive and unrealistic, claiming Andy's camp wanted the band to issue takedowns of anything related to the Kiss Cam moment. But Coldplay didn't play ball, at least not publicly. Instead, fans noticed something strange. At their next stadium show, the Kiss Cam segment, usually a staple of Coldplay concerts, had quietly vanished. No camera, no couples, no playful jokes. It was like it had never existed. According to one source close to the tour crew, this was no accident. They wanted to avoid another PR disaster. Andy tanked the entire segment for everyone. The real kicker? Chris Martin reportedly addressed the audience later that week with a subtle jab. "Let's keep the love in the air, the kind that's legal." The crowd erupted. Online, people dubbed it the softest burn in rock history. Meanwhile, Coldplay fans weren't the only ones dragging Andy. The internet had turned him into a meme machine. One video deep-faked his face onto Chris Martin's body, singing "Nobody Said It Was Easy" while ducking a CGI jumbotron. Another had him edited into Titanic, clinging to a kiss cam as the ship sank. And while Andy stayed silent, insiders say he was watching. "He's seen every meme," one source claimed. "He's furious, but there's nothing he can do." Reports suggest multiple public relations firms refused to work with him after the scandal exploded. "He's radioactive," one tech recruiter reportedly said. "You can't even mention his name in a hiring room without people laughing or wincing." And the whispers inside the industry only got worse. Some say he's tried reaching out to investors for new ventures under pseudonyms. One source told us, even if he changes his name, it won't matter. That video lives forever. It's 2025. Screenshots don't disappear. Search results don't forgive. But the real sting came from within. Company insiders now allege that Andy and Kristen's relationship had been an open secret for months, and the board didn't just miss it, they allegedly ignored it. According to one leaked email obtained by journalists, a junior staffer raised concerns about unusual closeness between senior leadership as far back as March. Nothing happened, no investigation, no follow-up. The message was reportedly buried in a thread about Q1 marketing spend. "This wasn't just an affair," one former executive said. "It was a cultural failure. The people responsible for enforcing ethics were the ones breaking them." And while Kristen quietly negotiated her exit, reportedly armed with screenshots and email threads, Andy's career was already in freefall. No statement, no apology, just total digital silence. As one viral tweet put it, Andy Byron went from CEO to ghost faster than Coldplay pulled that Kiss Cam segment. And the worst part? Insiders say this might not even be the end. Word is, an internal investigation has begun at Astronomer, not just into the affair, but into what else may have been swept under the rug. According to industry sources, Andy Byron is now officially untouchable. Not just unemployed, unrehirable. Venture capital firms, startup incubators, even advisory boards are allegedly steering clear. One executive recruiter, speaking anonymously, told reporters he could apply under a fake name and we'd still pass. And it's not just about the cheating, it's about judgment. It's about ego. Trying to sue a concert goer after getting caught on camera was the nail in the coffin, one source said. There's no PR spin that can clean this up. In 2025, scandals don't die. They get archived, indexed, and shared in group chats for years. Byron hasn't returned to social media. His company bio is gone. There's been no apology, no interview, not even a vague LinkedIn comeback post. And maybe that's smart, because according to reports, his name now ranks in search alongside Coldplay Kiss Cam more often than it does with anything he actually built. When your legacy is more meme than mogul, silence might be the best damage control. Meanwhile, Kristen Kitt's exit deal is still in limbo. Insiders say she's allegedly pushing for a quiet severance with no public statement, and rumors suggest she has screenshots to back up her demands. The board, already under fire for ignoring early warning signs, is reportedly trying to settle fast and avoid more leaks. Internally, Astronomer is reportedly in chaos. Slack channels remain quiet, employees are jumping ship, and investors are demanding answers. One employee described the office atmosphere as post-apocalyptic but with nicer lighting. Others have begun leaking old emails, suggesting this wasn't the only questionable leadership behavior left unchecked. This story shook the entire company, one former product manager claimed, not because of what happened at Coldplay, but because it proved the leadership thought they were untouchable. Turns out, all it took was one camera and a TikTok account. And the irony? The company built tools to track public sentiment, yet it couldn't see its own downfall coming. As for Grace Springer, she's thriving. What began as a simple phone video at a concert turned into a platform. According to multiple reports, she's now in talks for a podcast deal, has received brand partnership offers, and may even be developing a limited-run documentary. In a rare interview, she said, "I didn't do anything special, I just pressed record." But the world disagreed. Fans have dubbed her the accidental accountability queen. And here's the kicker. She never even monetized the original video. "I just wanted people to see it," she said. And they did. 53 million of them. In the age of curated influencers and viral drama, sometimes all it takes is being in the right place at the wrong time and having the guts to post. The fallout from that one clip didn't just expose a cheating scandal, it shattered a company, unmasked a culture of silence, and reminded everyone that cameras are everywhere, and they don't blink. So what now? Andy Byron remains in hiding. Kristen Kitt is quietly negotiating her exit, Astronomer is unraveling, and Coldplay, they've retired the kiss cam, probably for good. But the real legacy of this story isn't just corporate, it's cultural. In a world obsessed with image, one unscripted moment broke through the facade. It exposed the cracks, it forced accountability, and it proved something we already knew, but rarely admit. The internet never forgets. And if you're foolish enough to pretend it will, well, sources say, that's how you become the main character.